Hey everyone, today I'll be sharing with you the sketchbook I used during my junior and senior years of design school. I majored in product design and minored in apparel design, so it's highly focused on those two areas. Let's get started. So the first project I was working on in the sketchbook is for a flat pattern class, and our first project was designing a skirt. And I was taking apparel design because I wanted to learn how to sew backpacks, because that was my main interest in product design. So I was not really interested in designing skirts. I don't wear skirts, and so I was kind of just playing around with colors here. More skirts. I don't remember how many we're required to have, but there's a certain amount of designs we needed. And then here I started doing some more like running skirts because that was somewhat more up my alley. And then some more flowy ones. I liked how this one came out. I thought it was well done. And then there's this great gem. And then right here, I figured out an interesting way to make a backpack pocket that I wanted to try out. So I took that idea and put it into a skirt so that I could test my idea and do the assignment correctly. At some point, I went back and did this. So while I was in school, I only did things on one page. But then after school, at some point, I was like, I should put stuff on the other page. So here's a Bulbasaur that needed some more white colored pencil. And then here are some backpacks. This here was the design from the skirt. And then a lot of these are hydration packs for trail running. This was more stuff I added. I'm not sure what this stuff is, but I really like that cactus. I think that turned out well. And then more backpacks. This was my second flat pattern project. It was a hydration pack, but there was a lot that had to go into it form-wise since it was a patterning class. This was one of the first iterations, and a second one. I think this is closest to what I ended up going with. I ended up using this back panel design to help channel air through the back to help keep your back cool. Another one. And here are some apparel designs, like activewear. Here are my 4 options that I was narrowing it down when I was trying to figure out my flat pattern backpack. And then I had a ton of layers that I had to sew together. So I went through and made a list of everything that needed to be done in the right order so that I could sew the backpack without sewing the wrong pieces together. And these were just notes based on one of my classes. I think that was for a lighting design. Yeah, that was for a lighting design project. And there's the first colored version of the backpack, and I ended up going with an olive green like this. And this is pretty close, I think, to the backpack I ended up making. More apparel. So these were mountain bike clothes for my mountain biking hydration pack. I ended up actually making this outfit with the backpack to show in our fashion show at the end of the year. So when the seniors graduate, they have a final design studio where they make a collection and show that in the fashion show, and then juniors or sophomores or whoever can put in their outfit, garment, whatever. So I did a mountain biking outfit. And this was my first semester of senior year. We had to design a product that we could make like 20 of and sell at the end of the year. And they're all based on an activity, and mine was paddleboarding. So a lot of just thumbnailing quick ideas. I think we had to come up with 20 to begin with. Around here, I started being really interested in cork and like cork fabric, so a lot of my ideas centered around that. Either like a backpack for paddleboarding where if it fell in, it wouldn't sink, or something along those lines. And then I had some layout designs for how I wanted to present my ideas to the class. So I had cork sunglasses, a cork bag, a webbing bag, and then some sort of game that would attach to a paddleboard. This was for an CAD for apparel class, and that was probably the worst CAD class I've ever had to take. I'm pretty natural at CAD, I can pick it up pretty quickly, but this program was so unintuitive. It was designed in France or something like that, and every program I've ever used has Control-S for save. Not this one, it was Control-E, and all the commands were as confusing as that one. So this, I think, were just some quick thumbnails of different bag designs I could do. Not really sure. Connection points, maybe? Then this was for my CAD apparel class. It's designing some sort of lightweight jacket. And then I wanted to design boots to go with my outfits, and we didn't actually pattern these or anything. I just wanted to draw them for my people to have. I think I ended up going with that design. And these were more backpacks. These ones were just for me, just drawing out some ideas that I liked. And here I was trying to come up with some branding. I think by this point I had decided to go with the sunglasses. So markers are like the #1 thing used in design school, at least for product design, not so much for apparel design. But I had the worst time with markers. Copics and I don't know. I can't get good big areas with Copics. I think the only piece of this that I actually like is that tube there. Here I was just doodling some buckles and details. And this is somewhat what I ended up going with for my apparel for CAD. I had a hiking outfit, a trail running outfit, and then like a gym outfit. And just some more designs. I really like those pants that I came up with. I think those might be the ones I ended up patterning. And here's another backpack doodle. I think it actually looks better on camera, but that just might be because it's a tiny screen. And here, these are some drawstring bags. I was thinking about trying to make drawstring bags and sell them as a way to earn some money. And I wanted something really simple because most of my backpack ideas are pretty complex. So I was just ideating some, and I don't think I ever ended up making any of them. Some more apparel sketches. So this is one of the ideas I ended up using in the fashion show when I was a senior. It's a hole for your ponytail in the hood, but there's two different ones, one for a high pony and one for a low pony. So for my last semester for apparel, I had the fashion show, and then for my last semester for my product design studio, I made bags that went with the outfits. So a collection of bags, and these are just some different thumbnails of like 1 collection, 2 collections, 3. I had a lot of different thumbnails to start off with. And then one of my studios I took my last semester was sponsored by Reebok, and it was really like thinking differently. And so we followed some like different practices than we normally would. One of them was sketching on colored pencil. The main focus was being inspired by things that wouldn't normally inspire you. So like one of our inspirations was a type of broccoli that I can't remember the name of, but I'll put a picture here. Then here's some more colored pencil backpack sketches. The idea was to be inspired by anything. So I was inspired by some Chihuly glass nesting bowls, and then it's never went anywhere, but I still think it'd be a cool idea, at least for the aesthetics. I don't know about the functionality, but I still think it'd look cool. And then I was starting to narrow down some of my ideas for my backpacks, or my line of bags. I had a way that the straps would secure in the front, and I was trying to play with a modular idea and venting and such. And still a lot of thumbnails trying to figure out how exactly things would work. These were playing around with some different compression straps idea to make the bags as small as possible when they could be. This was back to the Reebok studio, being inspired by like bifurcation and brain coral and such. And here I was trying to work out some like modular possibilities because I really like the idea of a modular bag. And I think I know how I can do it now, but it's a lot of work that I haven't had the time for yet. And this is something I went back and did. I divided the page up into boxes and I was gonna do like a landscape in each one, but I gave up on that really quickly. I think I just got bored. And I had some really simple thumbnails that I drew on the other side of, not very well, but. And then here, this was getting closer. I ended up going with something pretty similar to that for the main bag, and the trail running vest looks pretty similar to that one. This was actually inspired by like topography. And some more backpack doodles just for me. Some shoe doodles when I hadn't drawn shoes in a while. I think these are some of my notes for my Reebok class because it was a group project, so we had to have cohesion. These ones were just for me. These ones were for the Reebok class. At least these ones were for my senior studio, but these ones were for Reebok. We were trying to use like the same technology across a backpack for me, and one person was working on shoes and 2 people were working on apparel. And then here I was gonna draw backpacks by different brands to try and get like the brand elements right, and then I just kind of gave up on that. And this was for the Reebok class. Those were the 2 colors that we were thinking about going with. They're just some doodles. This was for Reebok as well. We ended up going with something in between these 2. We toned down our colors a bit. And these were just a bunch of hydration back doodles. And this was math for something. I'm not sure what anymore. Another backpack doodle. I'm not sure what any of this is, but I like those 2 shapes. I was making a hydration pack and I was doing all the dimensions to figure out what I needed to cut out. Briefly, I tried gesture drawing. This is more math for a backpack that I was working on. This was for an application for a job. I had to do a little design project for them. More backpacks, trying to draw the figure eight from like apparel class. I think one clearly came out better than the other. And then these ones I was drawing from images I found online. This one was from like a topo lookbook from their website, and I think this one might have been from Pinterest. I really like how this one came out. I think I got the clothes really well there. I think this one was alright, but her torso's too long. And then I had some more backpacks. And I tried painting on this page because I wanted to play with acrylic, but I forgot how thin the paper was and how easily it warped. And then again, I was gonna do some little landscapes, but I got bored with that. And I guess I skipped some pages. I'll probably come back to those and finish them. I drew a backpack, but I used a very, very dead Copic to try and color it. So that worked out super well. And then just doing some math on the backpack hardware that I had available to me, and like what I would need to order if I was making something. And then a little backpack doodle and a flower doodle. I tried dripping Copic ink down and then drawing over top, and somehow it came out a bit orange-ish, even though I didn't use orange, but it's an alright experiment. And that's it.